Did you know that if you declare a goal, written or verbally, that you're 4 times more likely to achieve that goal?
And when you have a goal and you keep it to yourself, you don't share it, and you don't declare it, you're pretty much likely to fail. And depending upon what you're trying to do, that could be devastating to your life.
So today, we're going to share with you 6 components to creating a declaration so that you can build the retirement that you want.
And at the end of this video, we're going to share with you our 4 personal tips on how to make a declaration stick. You know, we have a client of ours, and he's a friend as well. He is a 42-year career photographer, and he spent his whole career really taking still photos of houses, architecture. He actually created a coffee table book on home theaters, and he traveled all over the world to take these photos. And these places are amazing.
And then about 15 years ago, he traveled with us to Nicaragua to build homes for families who were living on the edge of survival. Shortly after that, he went to Kibera, Africa, and built a school and fell in love with the children.
You know, as a way of giving back to the organization that he went there with, he offered to film a documentary. So he actually went over a 2-year period 3 times, stayed there 2 weeks at a time, brought his cameras, drones, and everything else, and he created this documentary out of the kindness of his heart, and it's actually won some awards.
And as we work together with him on his vision as he's entering this new phase of life, he never ever thought that this would become his life's work.
So, after a lot of work and reflecting and writing and journaling, he has now declared that he's going to make this transformation from a still photographer of architecture to one of the greatest producers in the world of documentaries highlighting the plight of children in Africa. I mean, that is an amazing thing.
It's amazing.
And the more he tells people about it, the more connections he makes. And there's people he's met in DC and other nonprofits. If you start saying it out loud, it will really happen.
So he really declared this change from his life's work to his life's passion.
Right.
And it was an amazing thing for him.
Right.
So I want to take a minute and just step back and talk to you a little bit about the difference between a goal and a declaration. You know, we've all set goals through our lives and through our careers and at work, or, you know, even go all the way back to childhood with schoolwork or colleges. And, you know, sometimes you set goals for physical wellness or mental wellness. You know, a goal would be something like something that you really aim for, you know, like I'm going to work out 5 days a week, or I'm going to eat better, or I'm going to go to bed earlier, or, you know, something that is important and necessary to achieve in order to get to the end.
So that's a goal. We all understand that. A declaration is taking that goal and declaring it and making that activity a new habit or routine that you do every single day. So when you have a goal of working out 5 days a week, again, if you keep that to yourself, it's easy to just not to do it. But if you declare it, in this case, I declare it to Jody and my kids and my family and my friends.
Your accountability partners.
I put it on social media. There's no fooling around. I work out every single day. I have better nutrition. I do mindfulness and journaling. So declaring it, just hold yourself accountable, because your friends will say, hey, how you doing working out? I haven't seen a picture recently. So,
you know, the second thing I wanted to kind of just hone in on is why declarations are important and why they should matter for you at this time of your life.
Yeah, in retirement.
You know, for us, building a life around our 5 pillars of mental wellness, physical wellness, relationship, spouse-partner relationship, and wisdom sharing was really important, and it added clarity to this critical stage of life for us. So we declared it.
Right, and it gives you a chance to build the life you want. Jody mentioned clarity, but they also become these declarations, building blocks for your new life. They become the core of your daily habits. And overall, this declaration of these goals and habits they're going to provide structure to your life. And we need it now more than ever since we left our corporate career where there was all structure.
There's so many studies out there that talk about the lack of structure that people find themselves in when they enter this phase of life and how disconcerting that is for them. So this declaring will actually help that. So let's jump into the 6 components of a declaration, because it's not just as easy as stating something out loud, right?
Yep.
The first thing is you got to make it personal. Make it unique to you. Include your traits and your beliefs. Think of what you stand for. Why is it important to you, and how will your life look after you declare?
So when Jody says make it personal about you. Don't copy somebody. If they have a really cool goal or declaration, I want that one, it's not going to work. It has to be yours. You have to own it or it's not going to work. And the second thing that we want you to do is go big, shoot for the sky. You're more capable than you think you are. If you set your goals and ambitions very high, you can get there.
Well, think about the story you told about our client who decided he's going to be the best producer of video.
Yeah, before that, he said, I guess I'm just going to keep taking pictures of architecture and home studios for the rest of my life. I don't really like it anymore. It's kind of boring. So all of this came about through conversation. That's a big declaration.
It is.
And the bigger it is.
It's an ambitious, high goal that he declared.
And you know what? Every day he gets better at it.
So the third thing is, to kill your doubts, have no limits. We talk a lot about mindset shift. Really investigate what that would mean for you with your attitude. Persevere against, all of the obstacles that are thrown your way. Try and then fail and then try again. But believe in yourself and don't lower your declaration in order to achieve it. Keep it high and lofty and get rid of those doubts.
Part of my daily practice every morning, exercise, journaling, and then meditation for 10 minutes, believe in yourself. I always write one affirmation about myself every single morning. I'm a good dad. I'm a good speaker. I'm a good husband. I'm a good
and you guys probably do that too.
Yeah, so what is it that you do, or maybe you should start doing every morning, and as part of a morning routine, write down one affirmation about yourself, something along the lines of your declaration. Just do it. I think it makes a huge difference if you write it down every day. The fourth thing is you got to give it time to evolve and grow. It's not linear. It's not just kind of like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. You have to give it time to evolve a little bit. Now, you have to be patient. You're going to run into delays. You're going to hit detours. Your plans are going to have to change, but you're going to have to do that. So grow from that. When you hit a wall, go around the corner.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to get creative, right? I mean, our client didn't just go from taking still shots of beautiful houses to trips, all over Africa, finding these very difficult to interpret but wonderful to expose.
You know what he
situations.
did? He spent years, a couple of years, getting perfected with the drone. How to get, because a lot of this video is the drone coming down into the community because it was.
So he had to learn.
He had to learn.
And be patient.
Takes a lot of practice.
Yep.
The fifth thing is you have to understand yourself by asking others. And when we say that, you think you know who you are. But sometimes it really takes your close friends or family to give you some clarity on what their perception is. If you've been in a career for 38 years and you're really not sure what you want to do, take some friends out to lunch, some coworkers, some mentors, and say, hey, I'm not really sure what I want to do
next.
What do you think are my strengths? What are my skills?
And share some of your declarations,
Well, as you build them, without a doubt, you definitely want to do that.
Because you can, ask others, and if you're struggling on resources or, but it's a passion, and
Right.
it's going to drive you, deeply for the next 30 years during this phase. What strengths and skills and attributes do you need to get or acquire or learn?
But don't be afraid to ask your friends for help.
Right.
It's uncomfortable sometimes, but they have a good perspective on who you are and what you can do.
And the sixth thing is, don't hold back when building your dream. You need to understand that you can really be anything that you want. This phase of life offers you a lot of freedom and a lot of flexibility and a lot of time, not to waste, but to really, really focus on. Declare something for that time. You have a longer lifespan. We're all living longer.
Right.
We're healthier. We want to contribute. Build your legacy.
We are living longer, and it's not like 2 years we have to worry about. It's 30 or more. So you've got plenty of time and runway to do.
And it's not that we have to worry about it.
No.
We're not worrying about
No,
the
but
time. We have to embrace it. And
don't
really,
don't be in a hurry. We have
Right.
plenty of time. So use this time to build your legacy. Spend time enjoying your retirement with your kids and your grandkids. But you also want to maintain good mental and physical health.
So now you have kind of the 6 steps on how to kind of build a declaration and some inspiration in there to keep it big. But now what do you have to do to make it stick? First thing you have to do the work. You have to dig deep. What do you really want to declare? What are you passionate about? What do you stand for? What's going to make a difference for you when you state your declaration?
Which is the second step and the most important one in my mind. It's easy to come up with one. I want to be physically independent at the age of 90. But if I didn't tell anybody that, nobody would know. Nobody would hold me accountable.
You can almost hide from it.
You can hide from it. I hold myself accountable. I tell people that, and they look at me sometimes like, well, how are you going to do that? I said, well, first of all, I'm going to believe in it. Second of all, I'm going to work out and do all the things I need to do. But the more people you tell, the clearer it becomes to you, the people around you, and the stickier it becomes.
And the more support you'll get.
That's right. That's true.
The third thing is, make it a big deal.
Right.
Make it a big deal. This is what I've decided to declare for me for my next however many years. And then don't forget to throw in some milestones so you can celebrate along the way.
And we know we're talking to you about this, but the idea here is to get you to start to do this as well. And then you're going to inspire your circle of friends to do the same thing. We've got this cohort of baby boomers and retirees, 10,000 people turning 65 every day. There's millions of us. We all want to make this thing the best it can be. The fourth tip to make this thing stick and work is welcome the learning. We talk about that a lot. You're going to fail. It's okay, but you're going to achieve things. You're going to get out of your comfort zone. You're going to learn new skills and tools. Adapt and change course a bit as you need to, but don't be afraid of the learning that takes place. You should embrace it.
And above all, don't give up.
Right.
If it's that important to you that you've gone through the steps and you've created a declaration around it, do not give up. Grab a piece of paper, carve out some time, and just start writing. Write the things that are important to you. Write what you might want to do.
Talk to your friends and write that down. Talk to your
Write
family.
a lofty goal.
Yeah.
What's the loftiest goal you can think of for the next, pick your time frame,
Yeah.
10, 20, or 30 years.
And take a break for a few days. Go back, look at your notes, start writing again. I guarantee you, if you take this process, before you know it, you're going to have the beginnings of declaration that you can live by and share with others.
Now listen, if you've enjoyed this, please share with your friends, and also please subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below.
And down below we have our link to our free Facebook community. We've got a lot of people in there and it's very engaging. So please join that. And thank you guys for listening. We look forward to being with you again soon.